What's up guys, my name is Aaron and today I'm going to be reviewing Glorious Heights by Montaigne. This is the studio album by Montaigne. She is an Australian pop artist who's kind of in the vein of Florence the Machine, kind of like a belter singer. This album is kind of retro 80s style. This is recommended by Sea Mammals, one of my subscribers, and I wouldn't have heard about this because it's kind of like, she's kind of like an Australian singer, so I really wouldn't have been exposed to this, so it's kind of cool that he showed me this artist. This is definitely a pretty good debut album, definitely better than I thought it was going to be. A really good album. I like the 80s retro vibe. I like that it has that vibe that, you know, people like Carly Rae Jepsen, Taylor Swift, Shura, all these people have had, but this time she kind of has like an epic feeling, like it kind of feels like a fantasy movie. Greater Than Me is really grand. I love the guitar that plays on that track, the huge synths on that track, brass instruments and stuff that play throughout that track as well. I like how so much is going on in that production and it just feels really cohesive and really natural. The song Lie to Myself, I love the quieter vibe on that track. It has a really cool hanging synth that plays throughout that track. Really huge epic drums and like a beautiful piano. I love the kind of simpler, kind of more subtle vibe on that track. On the song Because I Love You, I love the playful, upbeat vibe on that track. I love the bouncing synth on that track, the piano line, the strings. I love like all of those kind of elements kind of put together. It really feels like an epic fantasy 80s movie. The cover of the album definitely tells you what type of vibe this album is going to be. Like it really shows what it's going to be about. And I like her themes too. I love her insight and her perspective on stuff. The song Because I Love You is about this girl who's kind of doing what her guy likes in a girl, so she's kind of changing her whole persona, and her friends and family are noticing it. They're telling her that, what are you doing? But she doesn't really see it because she's so in love with this guy. And The Dark is about this girl who's in this relationship with this guy who's kind of more in love with her than she is with him, and she can see that she might be taking advantage of him and she really doesn't want to do that kind of dark behavior. It Kills Me is this really upbeat kind of triumphant song about fighting obstacles and persevering and stuff to kind of get what you want out of life and to not give up and stuff like that. I just love how she mixes up the subject matter with kind of more playful love songs with more like triumphant songs too. And I feel like her voice is really strong as well. Definitely for a 21-year-old, I feel like she has a really strong voice. Like songs like Till It Kills Me, I like how like she's just belting out on that track. It really fits the theme of that song. And then Lie to Myself, it's really more subtle and a little bit more vulnerable and emotional. I like how she has that kind of more quieter vibe on that song, and I like how it shows like a nice contrast on this album. She does have a really nice voice for being so young. My major problem with this album is that at times I feel like her voice is a little bit too overpowering. I feel like she does belt a lot on this album, and I feel like that's kind of a detriment at times. Like Ariana Grande and Florence Welch from Florence and the Machines, I feel like she kind of belts when she doesn't really have to, and it kind of makes for a more repetitive album. You kind of go through the same kind of vibe all the time. But overall, I thought this was a really strong debut. I like the cool variant on retro 80s music with the kind of epic feeling that this has, like a fantasy movie. I thought that her insight and her perspective was really interesting, and I felt like she has a strong voice. My major problem with this album is definitely that I feel like she kind of belts a little bit too much at times. I feel like it becomes stagnant, and I feel like the quieter moments in this album kind of help that, but I feel like she should have had a little bit more contrast in this album. Overall, I would give it a B+. Definitely would recommend if you like 80s music. This is definitely a pretty good album. So what did you guys think? Did you like the album? Did you hate the album? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys.